Good afternoon, my name is Shanna Bird and I'll be presenting on pink tax and college debt. Many products marketed towards women use feminine appeal such as flowers or colors to show that they are specifically marketed towards women. However, marketers sometimes take advantage of this appeal to overprice products, and this is what is known as the pink tax. However, the pink tax is very subtle in a way. So women can be spending money without their knowledge, more money than they would like to spend. And this money lost could be used more productively to, say, pay off debts or more specifically, college debt. So with this comes the question, since the 21st century, to what extent does pink tax negatively impact how does the pink tax have a negative financial impact on female college students in the United States? The argument that I came up with is that the pink tax negatively affects female students by further burdening their college debt further, overpaying for products, and with that money that could be lost could be spent paying for their education. To start off with, in a research by the American Association of University Women, they found that women hold an average of $31,276 in student debt. In another research by a specialized publication called Bankrate, they found that the pink tax cost $1,351 a year for the average woman. So with these two statistics, we can conclude that without the pink tax, students would be saving around $5,404 for a four-year education at college. This would lower the $3,276 debt to $25,872 debt. And again, by the American Association of University Women, they found that originally a female student would have to pay $370 a month. However, without the pink tax, this would be lowered to $254 a month. All of this means that without the pink tax, women would save 17% of college debt each month. And although this percentage may be small, it is still hundreds of dollars being saved. And these hundreds of dollars could be placed into their college debt to lessen their burden. Now, some things that people pay for during college is hygienic products. And these types of products are what the pink tax heavily targets towards. So in this graph by the New York City Department of Consumer Affairs, you can see these different products that can be placed under the pink tax, such as shampoo and conditioners, razors, lotion, deodorant, as such. And in these two last columns, it shows the price difference between men and women. The pink representing that the women have to pay more, and the blue representing that men pay more. So as you can see, the majority of the part, women pay a lot more for these sorts of products. And although the price difference may be small, it can add up to while buying multiple times of these products a year. And so not only do women have to worry about tuition, rent, and other bills, but also hygienic products as well. And if a student is already financially burdened, they may have to come to a choice between hygienic products or education. And speaking of education, pink tax also targets educational supplies as well. For example, the Bic for Her pen by the Bic company. Now, the very first picture shows the Bic for Her, which does fall under the pink tax category, and these are regular pens by Bic, and both of them have similar purpose. They are black ink, medium-sized ballpoint pens with a 1mm point. However, the only difference is the color of the packaging and, of course, the price. With the Bic for Her pens, they are only 63 cents per pen. With the regulars, it is only 44 cents per pen. And as you can see, you can get more pens from a regular pack at a cheaper price. And in fact, you can get 23 of the regular pens to match up with this $10.14 price for the Bic for her pens. So although they share the same functionality, the women are only paying for the color of the pen, not the ink, and it simply is impractical. Women are simply buying these types of products just for the selling point of just for her. Now, why do women pay for the pink tax? One answer is provided from a quote from Erica Atkin who originates from the State University of New York. She states that women must pay more to reflect their identities as feminine. Now in society, women feel pressure to present as feminine through platforms such as social media. Women are more pressured. They see women as more feminine nowadays and are willing to pay more to match how they look. And marketers are aware of this fact. They take advantage of the societal pressure to overprice products, such as the Bic for her pen mentioned before. Now, this is further explained in a source provided by College Board, in which Rachel Monroe states, "Fashion brands have always played on our aspirations and insecurities, and on the seemingly innate desire to express ourselves through our clothing. It's easy for fashion brands and companies marketed towards women by buying more so they can appear more acceptable for women. And women pay more significant money for these clothes. And with products like typically costing more for clothing, this money being lost could instead be put more into their education and subsequently their college debt. Some solutions that I have come with is to place a ban on these products that fall under the pink tax. However, a huge limitation to this is that it can be difficult to differentiate what will fall under the pink tax and what will not. For example, New York State has placed a ban prohibiting charging more for products that are substantially similar just because of the difference in gender. However, the ban did not work out because it was vague in describing what would count as charging more for gender. A more plausible solution would be to inform more female students about the pink tax through things like campaigns or school boards. For example, the campaign by the European Wax Center, which is a company that can be found all over the United States, did the hashtag Ask the Pink Tax campaign, in which they provided websites of how much, and it provided a website in which users can see how much they have lost due to the pink tax. However, a limitation to this is that it may not reach far enough to those unaware of the pink tax and may help those that are really in need of financial aid. These are my works cited, and thank you. Any questions?
I do have 2 questions for you. First up, what evidence did you gather that you didn't use, and then why did you choose not to use it?
Some evidence that I gathered is the wage gap, and there was a particularly really good graph where it showed the price difference between males and women of different ethnicities. However, I didn't include that because although it does tie into financial debt in college, it didn't particularly connect with the pink tax that I focused my presentation on.
Okay, and what advice would you have for researchers in the future that want to look in this topic?
I would advise looking into other like causes of college debt, because although pink tax does have an impact, it is not a major reason why female students are in college debt.
You were done.